See me standing here,
Do I look good, my dear?
dear.
Do I
Do
look
I look
good
good
today?
today?
Yeah, yeah. What's up, y'all?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Bros with mics. I almost did my shirt, but I realized I'm not wearing the Bros with Mike shirt today. I'm wearing
Oh,
Waldorf. I'm still supporting my university, my college, the alma mater.
yeah,
But it
yeah.
is what it is. And the Impossible brand, shout out to Sheldon and his team over there, the
Big
Impossible
shout out.
brand.
Big shout out.
You heard? But man,
Crazy weekend.
this weekend, bro.
Crazy
It was
weekend.
it's almost a wild one. It was still a wild one, but it was almost historically wild. We look at the way the flow of these games coulda, shoulda, woulda. Right. This is a. I think this show is gonna be a lot of coulda, shoulda, woulda. Though we'll
Yeah,
break down the way it went, but looking at some of them, and I guess we start with some of the ones that didn't matter as much, but still was a coulda, shoulda, woulda. Was the Ole Miss A&M game?
yeah.
Uh, and if I'm on the right week with that, but looking
Wait,
at
Ole
how
Miss A&M.
that was last week. My bad.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
No, it was last week. Looking at the scores of some of these games, and we see I said Ole Miss A&M, the Ole Miss Mississippi game, the Egg
Yeah,
Bowl. So looking
yeah,
at the Egg Bowl and the results of that, of how Ole Miss should have been dominant in this, bro. Like it's another one of these where it's like, how do you allow a team like Mississippi State to stay within 10 of you? Like these guys, Jesus Christ, somebody is running water in my house, and it sounds like a
soon.
waterfall behind me.
I thought you had a fish tank back there. Soon as the stream start, it's time to get noisy.
That's the way it goes. Have you noticed
Bro.
that the moment you start streaming, now people want to do the most outrageous stuff? Like why? Why right now? At
Every
all
single
times,
time.
why right now? Really? I'm stop with the water. Stop.
You know how it
Uh,
is.
but no, looking at that game, and Ole Miss should have been a lot more dominant, but winning by 10 to a Mississippi State, who we look at as like the bottom of the barrel.
Mhm.
Like how, Sway? And then there's another couple games you were looking at, right? We go back to some upsets from this weekend in the same sense, but I think the one we'll stay on the close borderline games is a game I know you were looking at that you were waiting for was this BYU game. How you
Crazy,
feeling about
bro.
that, man? That was a team that should have won. Like, how do you forfeit all these points when you were right there? You were at the cusp of winning
I mean, this
and
the
fumble
thing.
the bag.
You're up. You're up 24-6 at halftime. So I'm like, I didn't get to watch it. I unfortunately had to work. But up 24-6 at half, and I'm like, because if I think how it started out was Oklahoma State scored two field goals to start the game, two possessions. So I was like, okay, cool. Could have been 14 but a six. So sorry. So basically it's like you put your team in a good chance. So now it's 24-6 halftime. Like I said, I didn't get to watch the game, but I was just wishful thinking or wishful
Mhm.
hoping that BYU could pull out the upset. And they really could have. Like they, you know, when you go out and we talked to us about this time before, and not to go too in depth about it, but it's just a fact. When you let off the gas, people start to catch up. If you're in a
And
race, if you're in
any
a
team,
race,
there's teams like that who are looking for you to do that.
yeah. So I
They
mean,
want you to ease up.
exactly. So if you're in a car race, right, and you're doing 100-meter race, you don't slow up at 70 meters and say, "All right, we cruising now," because they still got their foot on the pedal. So I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. Oklahoma shouldn't put themselves in that deficit with the two
Mhm.
losses in the first place. So woulda, coulda, shoulda, wishful thinking. I'm not playing, so I can't really say too much about it. But
Yeah, no, you're right. It is always one of those situations where like what could have happened. And had BYU finished out, they were what 24-10 at one point in time in this game,
24-6 at halftime.
24-6 at halftime. Like, how do you manage to just kind of crap the bed at that point in time? You had it in the bag, then they didn't want to wait till the last second to start playing hard. Like, oh dang, the game then got close. Let me score a couple points down. Let's go to OT. And then you get to
Crazy.
overtime and just don't make something shake. Like you had that opportunity early in the game where you could have closed it out, where you could have been the factor. And I think in the same sense, they're kind of like, why are we going to play super hard? Like, we're not getting a bowl game out of this. They could have. They became bowl eligible had they wanted, but they're not going
Yeah.
anywhere good. All they're doing is helping you guys out at that point in time. So it's not like it means that much to them deep
At the
down
end of the
inside for the
day,
win.
I don't want to sound biased, but I'm just
Mm,
speaking facts.
yeah,
Nobody wants to see Oklahoma State and Texas play in this. Like, I'm
no,
honestly rooting for Like, I hate both of these teams with a
yeah,
passion, but I can't stand Oklahoma State. I can't stand Texas either,
hmm
but I'm rooting for Texas, and I'm rooting for Texas in a big way. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I want to be a slaughterhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to be close. I want the community to be like, okay, we messed up this
Established
game.
dominance. Like, why did we
Yeah,
allow these people to get in there? Y'all
yeah.
snuck by with 9-3. You got a good win right there against Oklahoma, but you were not the better team to be that second place slot.
I don't
Point
even think
blank.
it was a
Period.
good win. I just think it was a lucky win when you go out and do it. Anyway, But
Yeah.
um, like I said, got to play better. But it's like you said, it's been chaos all week, and
hmm
the one thing obvious that I want to hit on was really the not even because we're gonna get to it, but not even the Bama game, but the Washington game. People are
Man.
calling for and I want to get to this is because like
Mhm.
people are calling for Washington to be in the top three, which I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess but at the same time, it's like it seemed like the last 4 or 5 weeks they just been barely squeaking by,
Yeah, they're
like
just
almost
barely
like a.
making do.
Do
Yeah.
you feel like that they're like? Do you feel that they're a TCU this year?
Almost like the Cinderella stories, what it's kind of feeling
Almost.
like you've kind of you s- squeaked by every step of the way, and then you're gonna get to the playoffs. You might win a first game by some luck stuff, right? You might have a way to get it, and then you get to the playoffs and just get to the final and just get embarrassed. Or even
I
heck,
don't.
I think the first round they might still get embarrassed. I
Yeah, I'm
think
just saying.
in the conference championship they're going to get embarrassed. I think
Yeah,
Oregon it's going to come back with something serious and really show them the coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like, no, we should have won that game, right?
yeah.
And I think that's what's on the slate for them at this point in time. I really, truly do.
I mean,
So,
my thing about Washington though is, I get this week you can say about a lot of teams it's rivalry week.
rivalry week, yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where like, yeah, you're gonna get their best game no matter what, which I get that, don't get me wrong.
hmm
But at the same time, it's kind of like this happened last week, and then this happened the week before then, and the week before then, you know what I'm
It becomes a pattern after a while, not just
Yeah.
by chance. It becomes a pattern of what you're doing.
No, for sure, and I kind of feel like with with Washington, it does feel that they're the TCU of last year, this year,
Mhm.
just barely getting by. But I think they're better than TCU
TCU
was.
was, yeah.
But I do feel like
They're not
it's one.
they're not championship caliber though. They're
Yeah, I
not
don't.
they're not.
I honestly don't think they're gonna be Oregon in this game. To be
It's
real
hard
with
to
you,
beat anything twice regardless of
it
who it is.
is. It is. It
It's
is.
not easy.
It is for sure. But
But no, just pushing through some of these upsets. Like I know we want to harp on them because we want to swing back around with them. We push through some of these near upsets in the top 25. Mississippi State, Mississippi 17-7. Iowa to Nebraska 13-10. Like, dude, how do you allow an unranked team? Because Iowa ain't got no offense. They know all defense. They
yeah.
don't play a lick offense out there in these streets. What are you doing?
Well, it's some people are calling for Iowa to cover the spread against Michigan, um, in this conference championship game.
Yeah, all right. What's the spread? 2 points?
24. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they won't. The
You
quorum
think they
them,
get
they are finna get smacked.
Iowa? That's the thing about Iowa, though. They have a really good defense. Like this is
But
probably the best
Michigan's
two.
offense is rolling right now.
Yeah, that's the thing about Iowa, though. They have a really good defense, no offense, but their
They can't
defense
score.
is
Yeah,
really good. You know what I'm
they
saying?
can't
So
score.
I don't. I That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Like covering the spread. What does that look like? Does the defense stop them from scoring a lot,
The
or does
defense
the
has to stop them
offense?
score and create opportunities for the offense to be in scoring position, right?
I'm
And that's how
honestly
they will
just
win this.
I'm honestly just down for somebody to score a lot on them.
Yeah, you got to. But pushing through, we see another upset: UK versus Louisville. I mean, but Kentucky has a streak going against them anyway right now. I think it's a 4-5 game win streak against Louisville currently. Uh, Auburn versus we're gonna swing back to Auburn because we got to go into depth with that one a little bit more. BYU almost got the upset
I
against
mean,
Oklahoma State.
the Louisville game though is kind of like
It was
that's their chance.
dominoes falling in a line with you. That's what
I,
that was.
yeah,
Like you
but
needed them to lose and some other people.
I think if they would have won that game and then won against Florida State, I think they would have been in. But I
They would
think
have given them opportunity to well, I wouldn't not been in, but top six,
you don't
maybe
think
number
they would have been
seven.
in
Nah, I don't think would have put them in. Mm-mm.
beating Florida State. I don't know. I
Nah,
don't know
not with already having a loss on their resume. No.
to who.
Uh, Duke. No, they lost to.
No, they lose to Duke.
No, they did. Who they lose to? They
They
lost
lose
to.
to Duke.
They did beat Duke. They lost to Pitt. Yeah, unranked Pitt,
No.
38-21. So pretty decently. So, no, they wouldn't have gotten in. I don't think they would have. But we'll see how that goes with Florida State not having their starting quarterback coming up, being out for the season, getting ready for the NFL. Their backup looks good though. He's not horrible. He's really
Who's
taking a
this?
lick. Florida State's backup. Yeah, he's not horrible per se. So we'll see how that goes in the grand scheme of things. But no, let's get into the nitty gritty of some of these games. I keep tiptoeing, dancing around it, not speaking on it because I want to do it. But Auburn versus Alabama. How, Sway? How do these people find year in, year out? It looks like it looks like it felt like the Tua play. You, you go way back, get the sack, and it's like there's no way they beat Georgia right now. There's no way they make some shake. Boom, touchdown. Year in
Next
and
thing
year
you
out, they're
know,
doing this. Year in and year out, they're finding ways. Did we underestimate what Alabama has to offer? No, you can't underestimate Alabama. Did we kind of count them out after that loss against Texas and seeing the quarterback play? Did we kind of
you
assume?
definitely did. You definitely did. I did not.
Yeah,
I did not.
I knew.
But you definitely did because I think it was more biased with you though.
Mhm.
But like I said, I'm a fan of Nick Saban.
Yeah,
Not always have been, but in the more recent years of with age, I kind of understand the grit that it takes to perform like you perform.
yeah,
So I've always said like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if you're winning, keep winning. Like I'm not mad at them. You know what I mean? It's until somebody knocks them down off the throne, like that's
hmm
what life's all about. If you work hard enough or if you're good enough to be the guy, then be the guy until somebody can be the guy. If that
you're
makes
right.
sense.
And he's that guy. I mean, honestly, and he's trained the people under him. Look at Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart is following that footsteps to be that guy at this point in time,
Exactly.
and it really is. I mean, we break down this game. 7-7 come out of the first. Alabama take a little lead in the second right there. It was like, well, it was 14 14 when they got the 3 points going into halftime, and it's looking good. Auburn started to establish themselves in that third quarter, stopping Alabama from scoring, holding them to the end right there. And it was at the cusp of a victory. You had it in your hands. They set themselves up, got the 3-and-out where the punt was going up. I had a feeling it was in one of those moments. It's like not fruition. It wasn't sixth sense, but something just said he's about to drop this daggone punt, bro. He's about to. There's no way. And you look at it, there's no way he does. It's like, and they said it was a personnel mistake, right?
Uh-huh.
He wasn't supposed to be in to catch that point.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, the guy who was supposed to be in, I can't recall his name. Look at it was going, um, pulled himself out where there had been injury or
Let me
whatnot.
let me ask you a question real quick.
Mhm.
This is completely off topic. Earlier before we started the stream, we was talking, right? And you said Josh Dobbs already scored a touchdown. The game hadn't even started yet.
No, they when I was looking at it, it said he's scored a
Bro,
rushing touchdown. That's what it
there's
said right
no
here.
way. Because I just got a notification that says the game's about to start. And
Oh,
then
so it hadn't started yet? Then why did it said Josh Dobbs scores his fourth rushing touchdown? That's what something
probably
they had
question
put up.
mark. Does he
Shoot,
score his fourth rushing
well, I
touchdown?
hope not, because
I was looking at that. I was like, the game ain't even started yet.
maybe I'm tripping. Right here it said fourth rushing touchdown. Uh, maybe it's just they're hoping he gets four,
Yeah, I don't know.
or maybe
Cause I
it's his
was
own.
like,
Oh, it's 11 hours ago. My bad. If Josh Dobb rushes for, for a
bro,
touchdown,
I was
he
like,
will be the first. It's if. Okay, so I'm glad it ain't in yet because he will. If he's going to be, he's like, it's like Jalen Hurts in a situation where you're close, he's going to try to make something shake.
do you need
He's
to play some bets?
of course.
It's our show, bro. You do what you need to do.
No, we keep going. I can just speak on it, but no, in that situation, because I can multitask. But no, in the situation with the fumble, they said he wasn't supposed to be in the game for that, right? He sub Peyton Thorne was supposed to, not Peyton Thorne, that's the quarterback. What's the cat's name? Can't think of his name, but that guy poured himself out, allowed him to come in, fumbles the ball on the catch, and then now we have the situation that unfolds in that moment where it's like, dog, how out of all moments you fumble ball, there's no way you can allow yourself to drop that ball in that moment. There's no out of anything you do. I don't care if you catch it, fall. You cannot fumble that ball in that moment. And out of the you just you cost your team in a major way. Day in the game. It's 3 minutes into the game. That's
Three
just
minutes
over
into
with.
it,
Yeah, it's over with.
you can still place it, I think.
But no,
But
you can keep going. But yeah, no, you can't mess up like that. And he did. The fumble happened. They had another chance with the Jalen Milrow running over the line, trying to pass the ball. And he ran over and a step back. Like that's gonna this ain't flag football. You don't get a redo.
everybody say, time out, time in.
Hold on. Freeze, unfreeze. Nah, big dog. That ain't how this works.
Nah,
Uh,
I definitely feel like the I I will say this. Let me say this before I start lying. I didn't get to watch because, like I said, I was at work, so I got to watch snippets and tats and bits of the game. But when I was watching it, it was kind of like Auburn. You're in a great place right now to win this game. That's what it felt like
mm,
to me, at least. So I was like, oh man, they they might do it. So it kind of felt like it was one of those, oh, we choked this. And not felt like, because I did catch the ending of it. I was actually talking to some bar guests and I was just like, we're sitting there looking up at the TV and they were just like, hey, I think Alabama loses this one. I said, nah, it's Nick Saban.
yeah, it's hard to bet against
I
Nick,
said, you
bro.
see, I said,
He's
like, because
different. He's different.
they were showing his reaction and he was just like, he was sitting there arms folded and he was just like, and I said, you see how calm he is? He ain't worried about this. And I was like, you know, Bama, and I told him, I looked at him, I said, Bama's about to score right here. And then, fourth and 19, fourth and 20, whatever it was, I said, don't matter. And sure enough, they looked at me and was like, you called it. And, everybody's going crazy at my bar and stuff like that. And I was just like, bro, I told you. But I know it sounds a little corny, but I say that to say that Nick Saban is Nick Saban at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, that name holds weight. And I fully believe in him. Like, I don't bet against him. I just don't. Like, it's not a smart thing to do to bet against Nick Saban. My cousin, who introduced me to gambling, which, if you have any gambling problems, make sure you call 1-800
1-800
gambling.
gambler. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, who introduced me to it, um, told me, he said, I don't bet against Tom Brady and I don't bet against Nick Saban and I don't bet against my team. And so I stood
Yeah.
by those rules till now, and I
To
still
this
say
day.
to this
To
day.
this day.
So, but no, great game, Auburn. Sorry if you're an Auburn fan watching this, but it is what it is. Another
Yep.
game that I think was probably, it was a great game. Probably not as dramatic as the Auburn Alabama game, but the Ohio State Michigan game,
Yep.
who I thought, and I have questions for my viewers. I have questions for you, Tom. The needle threader in the end zone by
Mm-hmm.
Michigan, by JJ McCarthy, is that a pick or is that a touchdown? Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. Though he pulled it out, you have to say he established that they were down at the same time. If it's a 50-50 establishment, it automatically goes to the offensive player.
Correct.
So it's automatically a touchdown at that point. For you to take it when we're down, it's a touchdown. And if it's not, it stands as what's called on the field.
So I'm gonna see if we can find a video of it. But me at the time I was like pick,
Hmm.
but I wasn't confident in that, if that makes sense. So meaning I think it could have went either way. Like I wouldn't have been mad either way. Obviously, I wouldn't be mad at all really because it's not my team. But it was one of those where I was like, uh I don't know. I don't know. It was questionable. But what about how do you think Michigan fared in this game?
I think Michigan did good. I think Michigan did exactly what I thought Michigan was going to do in this game. Corum established himself as dominant. JJ McCarthy looked good in it, and it went the way I kind of figured it was going to go. I knew Michigan was going to win it. I didn't see Ohio State being the better team in this, especially if you want to go along the lines of, oh, they may have their plays, blah, blah, blah. But no, I think Corum and JJ McCarthy, they kind of were dominant throughout the length of this game. All right, 2 touchdowns, 88 yards from JJ. I mean from Corum, and then 140 in a tug for McCarthy. Right,
Yeah,
they played tough and they played sound football in this game, and it was back and forth for a while there. I didn't expect it to be a blowout either way,
yeah,
but I figured one team would kind of have their established dominance throughout the game. Michigan had control of the game throughout the time. There wasn't any point where I was like, "Oh, Ohio State's coming." No, Michigan kind of established themselves and kind of kept that going throughout the game with it all.
yeah.
Um, and that's kind of felt. That's how I felt with it.
I thought, honestly, I thought that Ohio State would win the game just because they was playing with the chip, but also Michigan was playing with chip as well.
Yeah,
So fighting those allegations and whatnot. But
yeah.
um, I thought it was I thought it was a very good game. Honestly,
It's
I
definitely
figured,
Big Noon definitely showed up right there. It's a
yeah,
great game. I didn't want it to be a blowout. I didn't want it to be a drag. The moment it was a blowout, they would have been like, Michigan had their plays. That's why they blew them out. As opposed to it's a good game. Michigan without their head ball coach out there, they still went out and made something shake. The assistant, the interim coach came in. He played hard. He did right by his team and established themselves. But let's pull up this clip right here. This is the one of the 50-50 ball right there. Like I said, he
50
went
50
down
for sure.
uh right here. Boom. Steps up into the pocket, gets it. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, pulls it out at the end. He catches
Yes.
it.
So
One, two,
slow
three, four,
motion.
down. Ready? Get it. One, two,
But the thing
three,
is, he didn't have
four,
control of it, and I
down.
wish they show it from the other angle.
They will. It's going to be a pylon view on this next one from the front. He gets it and still has those Miami ball. There's still 4 steps where he's making motion towards the end zone.
Or
And the
maybe
guy doesn't
not.
really pull it out to his elbow hits the ground. He rolls, then he tries to yank it out. It might not show it, but he didn't really pull it out to the end. He had it. The guy is right there on his hip with it. But if it's a
Mhm.
50-50 ball, we both have possession of it and we're in the end zone, no matter actually where you're at, it goes to offensive play. But you're in the end zone, 50-50 means I have possession, so that's a touchdown for the
Right,
offensive player.
right. Yeah. No, I mean, the I wish we could saw the other view from it, just because one angle don't ever tell the story.
Yeah, before yeah,
But like I said, it could have went either way. I wasn't mad at the call.
yeah. I'm
Either
glad it
way.
was they went by what was called on the field in that moment.
Yeah. So and that's another thing. It's all about what's being called uh on the field. So you have to overrule it from that time.
Yeah, you
So
respect the bang bang plays right there. It's
yeah.
bang bang.
So
I called a touchdown.
yeah, so if you don't have enough over evidence to overturn a ruling on the field, then it always is going to be on the field
Yeah,
first. Um, but no, I think Ohio State played well. And it just sucks, bro, because you have all these teams that's one loss. Because,
yeah.
like we said before, you lose early, you're good. But excuse me, you like Oklahoma. If Oklahoma would have went out, they would have went to the playoffs, right? You know, if Texas wins out, they'll go to the playoffs.
Mhm.
So now that you lost this late in the season, does that mean you're not a playoff team? I don't
Yeah,
think
does
so. I
that
think
does that show that they really should have been there to begin with? No, it doesn't at all. I mean, you played against a near peer adversary, a rival who
yeah.
is number three. You're number two. That's not to say that they were outright better than you. They got the best of you in this moment. Not to say you're downright bad. Now we could see that with some of these people who didn't have a challenge throughout the season. Right, it takes them to the end, and we said that a couple times about Michigan didn't play any tough games. So they hit Penn State until they hit Ohio State, and they won both of those games very decently. So they proved they could hang with the big kids. Right. Uh,
I mean, to that point, you can say though, you can say, you haven't played anybody, so we can't give you credit because you're good and you're beating these teams. You're supposed to beat these teams, right?
but they
But when
beat
you,
Penn State
but,
and
but
Ohio
yeah,
State.
so once
Yeah.
you do it, now it's like, okay, we
Now
can give
it
you credit.
confirms what we were thinking. Like, okay,
Yeah.
justifies your wins. We understand.
Yes.
Okay, you were good. It's not just like with Georgia. We were saying cupcake all year until
Yeah.
they hit Missouri, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and it became a pattern. Okay, cupcakes, and they were still able to do it against these good teams. It
Hmm.
wasn't just because they had a cupcake. Yeah, that does help. Having to play your tougher games at the end when you're more established and you guys are like in a full swing of things. Because say you play these tougher games in the middle or at the beginning, it might not fare the same because your guys aren't as seasoned yet, right? They haven't had
Right.
to really test their metal as opposed to you have 7, 8 games, then you play your tough games. It's like, okay, we've had time to get warmed up. We're in the swing of things. And it helps to have a lot of home games like Georgia did.
Man, what?
That
I
does help to have a lot of home games. I'm just saying.
I
Uh,
wish.
but no,
But
it's one of those things.
and then last but not least, Oregon beating up on Oregon State. They and I won't say last but not least because Tech, and I think we can knock both of these out. Texas beating Texas Tech in the
Yeah,
fashion that they did.
they should
Both
have.
of Yeah,
Yeah.
so both teams went out and did it. But as we said, Washington struggled with Oregon State, and then Oregon goes out and beats them, only allow one touchdown to
Mhm.
Oregon State. Crazy, but um, my thing is about the Oregon State game is I forgot that DJ's brother plays for Oregon.
Really?
DJ, I can't say
Uncle
his
Lule?
last name. Yeah, his brother is a defensive end for Oregon.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, but Bo Nix continued his Heisman. Yeah, but
Speaking of Oregon, though, before we get off the Oregon topic, does Bo Nix win the Heisman? Has Bo Nix
I
shown that this man is a cut above the rest? Because he has been doing it, bro. He to leave Auburn with his injury and coming to Oregon and taking that beat down to Georgia at the beginning of the season last year, reestablishing themselves and not getting put in, and then this year just doing a dang thing. And then yeah, you had your fall to Washington, but even with that, he still looked great. Some
yeah.
of these teams that like they play some people don't look great. He looks good against everybody.
So so this is my take on the Heisman. I really don't like the Heisman because it's QB favored.
Mhm.
Um, so this, and I'm going back to my team because I can kind of I'm kind of I guess it's related to the topic. So Baker
Mhm.
Mayfield junior year, he had a great year, lost it to Lamar I'm about to say Lamar Odom, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom. He loses it to Lamar Jackson. The next year he has better stats, right?
Hmm.
He has better stats than his junior campaign, and he wins it his senior year, Baker, right? All right.
Yeah.
And I say that to say this. Daniels from LSU
Hmm.
has better stats all across the board. Better better QBR, less turnovers, more yards, more touchdowns than
Yeah.
Joe Burrow who won the Heisman,
Joe Shiesty, yeah.
right?
But
So
you couldn't get your team over the humps they needed to do to succeed, right? So that's truly a
doesn't
difference
play
maker.
he doesn't play defense. Bo Nix
That's true.
doesn't play defense. He's just blessed with a defense. LSU, he wasn't blessed with the Oregon defense. Jay Daniels isn't. So why can we fault him because he doesn't have the defense? He's not on that side of the ball.
That
So,
is
and I'm
true.
saying that to say that okay, and I don't want to contradict myself, but because Jay Daniels had a better year than Heisman winner uh
Mhm.
Shiesty,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that that he deserves to win it this year, right?
Yeah, he had a better year, but Joe Shiesty had it and led his team to the ultimate apex, right?
He did, and and
But he also had some lethal weapons all around him,
he
defense
did.
too.
But actually, I think that Neighbors and the other dude I can't think of had more touchdowns than Jefferson and I can't think of his name. Justin Jefferson. What's
Jamar
the
Chase.
yeah Jamar Chase? But I'm saying that each year is different because Bo
Yeah.
Nix, yeah, okay, Bo Nix is doing good, this, that, and the third. But if you want to do a QB race, right? Let's do
Mhm.
QBR, let's do passing yards, let's do turnovers, let's do
Yeah.
touchdowns, right? Now, if I beat you in three of those and you beat me in QB or the turnover battle,
Hmm.
I'm not about to give you the Heisman because you threw less picks than me. If I threw 8 picks and you threw 6 picks, I'm not about to
Yeah.
give you, and I have 300 more passing yards than you. And my QBR is 3 points better, or whatever it is. I'm not about to
Let
give
me
you the
pull it up while
Heisman.
we're doing this too. I'm listening. I'm just
So,
pulling up things. Yeah.
I, me personally, I'm not. I think that if you're gonna give somebody the Heisman, it should be Jane Daniels, just
He's
because
been balling. He really has been balling
he
this year.
has
He's a
the
difference maker for his team.
yeah. So he has the I think he has the most pass yards. I seen this on Twitter earlier. He has the most pass yards, followed by Knicks, I think.
He said, I think he set a record. Jaden Daniels and there's only two. I want to say it's. I'm saying this right. Jaden Daniels is the only player since uh not Baker. What's Johnny Manziel and the SEC to have 3,500 passing yards and like 1,500 rushing yards,
Exactly.
something like that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
and Money Manziel won it.
and I didn't even factor in the fact that he is doing it with his legs as well.
Yeah.
So, um,
But if we get into it and we count the nitty gritty, we look at the QBR. He has 3,800 yards passing, 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. As opposed to Bo Nix has 3,900, so 100 more yards, 3 less touchdowns, 2 less interceptions. So he's second in QBR, the interception
who is?
touchdown ratio. Uh, Bo Nix is second in QBR to Jaden Daniels, but 2 less interceptions and 3 less tugs. But does that balance itself out? I mean,
And that's
it's
why
close.
I hate that it comes with oh whose team's doing better.
Yeah,
Like I get it, and I like I agree and disagree because I think that neither one of these dudes is playing defense,
yeah.
so it's just kind of who you're blessed with, who you're handed at the sense.
Hmm.
But I don't know who I would give it to. Like I said, it's Jay Daniels is doing his thing. Bo Nix is doing his thing. Michael Penix Jr. doing his thing. Dylan Gabriel doing his thing. Like it's JJ McCarthy doing his thing. It's a lot of
Yeah.
QBs that's doing his thing. And I did hear Jalen Monroe say, give me the Heisman. Nah, bro, I don't think it worked like that.
Nah, you ain't there, big dog. Don't
Yeah.
jump too far ahead. You ain't there, big dog.
I don't think it worked like that, but maybe one day. Um,
Yeah. He
but
the beginning of the season was way too rough for him to think he's going to. And you look at his play, he's not. He's not great. His team makes a lot of shake for him. I'll say
yeah,
that. That throw was crap, and it should have been either interfered, smacked down. But the guy, and that's another thing you
I think
can't
the throw
really
was good. It was
you
just a
can't
lucky throw.
call it though. It was clearly a push off, but you can't call it in that moment.
Yeah,
Like, dude, clearly, like it was very obvious and evident, but you cannot call it. You have to let it ride, whether he get it or not. If you game, they don't care to do some of the game changing stuff that ain't as obvious. You caught her at that Nick Saban coming out there and smacking a dog piss out of you.
hmm yeah.
He'd have
I
smacked the
mean,
taste out your mouth.
I probably wouldn't have called it myself just because if it's one on one, I'll just let it play out. If unless it's
Yeah,
just
I mean they're
blatantly
both hand
obvious.
fighting, they're both a little bit of grab, and I wonder if we can if I can get that up right here. There's one of Stephen A. running his mouth, of course. I ain't trying to hear Stephen A. But yeah, I can't find it.
Yeah, never mind.
Could find it. Not gonna put too much effort into it and can't find it. But no, it was a bang bang. Like he pushed off clearly, but there was some hand fighting before the hand jockeying for placement. It was on Auburn to stop it. Auburn rushed three, really only rushed two.
I mean,
Had a
really only rushed
spy in that
one.
moment. That two were doing something. There was a spy out there.
Yeah,
Hey, like,
yeah.
bro, what are
So
you
the
doing,
spy
man?
was, and that's the thing too. I was like, why? Like, I kind of like what BB did. Call me biased or whatever, but he sent pressure. He sent five
Yeah.
at you. Like,
Send the heat.
yeah,
Get
like
this
I'm not about to
guy.
give you
We've
time.
seen, yeah, we've seen these plays where he gets pressure, he runs out, he makes a mistake, steps over the line, steps back, throws the ball. He's prone to make mistakes. He is not Heisman caliber by any means. So you send the heat at this man, he could have made a mistake, but you allowed him to have so much time. And I want to get up this, and I want to get this up. I know they'd be like, oh, don't show clips, but I want to get this one up right here. So SEC Shorts posted it, and long story short, they were kind of talking about it. It's like they had so much time and they were asking for a miracle. They're sitting there. And the guy, the the receiver stops, ties his shoes, goes back up, gets ready for the catch because he has so much time in that pocket. Like, where's the pressure at right there, man? Where's it at? How do you allow him to have that much time and then not foul? There's no way I ain't yanking your whole shoulder out of socket before I let you catch that ball. I will beat you down before I let you catch that ball in that moment. And
Yeah,
they fumbled the bag on that one.
yeah, for sure.
But hey, speaking of that, let's pull this SEC Shorts clip up just because let me make sure I got the sound working too. It ain't just this. Let's share this real quick. They crack me up. I love going to watch them after the games because they're good about
We got Alabama
yeah.
on the line. Again? No, we just gave them a muff punt.
Looks like we have a bad snap, illegal forward pass, 4th and goal from the 31.
One per game. That's in the user
Does it sound
terms and
cute?
conditions.
And Hobby Lobby confirms they do have enough in-stock paintbrushes and blank canvases for Daniel Moore should this win go through.
Well, it's not going through. We can just blame it on Jordan Hare voodoo or whatever.
I've got the Billy Lucci Texas Premium Board on the line. They really don't want Stoops to be the head coach.
They've been through so much this year. Just give it to them.
They're also asking for Ryan Day to be the next head coach.
They can hire Elko. He can retain Elijah Robinson. And baby, you got yourself a steal going.
It's Alabama calling back. They're asking for at least a defensive pass interference when you set it down.
What's ESPN say?
ESPN in-game win probability at 99.9% for an Auburn win.
That's crazy. We can't do anything now. Plus, we'd catch a lot of flack if we did anything on the 10th anniversary of Kick 6. So.
Or it could be hilariously ironic, depending on who you talk to.
There's nothing we can do. You're on your own.
So here we go. 4th and goal from the 31. Milrow goes back to pass. Is scanning the field, looking, still looking. Not much is open at the moment. Looks like an Alabama receiver is tying his shoe real quick, and okay, he's got it. He is back running. While we're waiting, this Alabama quarterback drop back is brought to you by City Cafe. Why drop back when you can drop in to City Cafe in historic downtown Northport? Those breakfast biscuits are
Give me a
absolutely
break,
to
Auburn.
die for. And hey, if you want to talk about a great lunch special.
So, like I said, it's one of those. I thought it's funny that, like, dude, how do you not rush the house right there? You've been doing it. You've been pressuring him, making him make these mistakes. And when it came down to it, you just allowed this man to dance back there. And it's hard to cover anybody for that amount of time. Eventually, like, we play Madden, we play these games. If you're running around in circles for enough time, you're going to get open. You get tired. So, and they allowed that, not sending pressure to that quarterback and put something on him, maybe make a mistake. Even if you got the PI right there, you move him up half the distance to the goal at that point in time. Now you put him on 20 with 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left, no timeouts. You still have an opportunity, but you allowed that to happen at that point in time. You can't make those mistakes and recover from it against a team like Alabama.
I have some news.
Oh,
So, my fault. This is 4 hours ago, but I just seen it. So there's a picture escalating in Mississippi, and let me see if you can make this out. I'm gonna try. Can you Can you tell who that
Oh,
is?
that's your boy Arch.
Arch and Levy in Mississippi.
Yeah,
Quinn Ewers is coming back to Texas. Arch, you're not gonna
Yeah.
start, brother.
Mm-mm.
It's not gonna happen.
But they were really excited to see him. Texas crowd got
Yeah.
hyped, just like Tennessee
Which
got
they-
hyped for Nico this weekend.
So which
They
they
got
should,
hyped.
which they should. But all I can say is, listen, December 2nd or 4th. It's one or two. I think it's the fourth.
What are you
Fourth.
talking about?
The transfer portal opens.
Oh, when it
up.
opens back up.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
already been a lot of names hopping into the portal as of now, which only makes sense. I mean, it opens up the 4th or something like that.
Let's see. Remaining. So 2024 open up May 1st, 15 days. When's it open back up for the fall? Because it opens back a winter fall track for this year.
I think
Oh,
it's
December 5th. I think
December
it does on
5th?
December 5th. Yeah.
Okay, so opens up in a little over a week, or about a week actually. So I love the transfer portal now.
And
I
there's
love
an
it.
opportunity to be made. But speaking of transfer portal, Deion Sanders, the quote unquote king of the portal, right? What happened with that program, man? Like
I think it was,
I saw it from the beginning. I didn't think I thought 4 wins was going to be the apex of them. We had high hopes. They had some close calls, but man, like
I,
it
I I
just
think I think they were quoted at 2.5, 3 wins for the season, so they
yeah.
exceeded expectations barely. But um, I think it was kind of expected. Nobody was really like, oh, this team is going to do.
The players did. A lot of the players said they thought we had the talent, and then you get these side comments coming out talking about how the culture there was toxic. There's a lot of favorites, so you pay your
I
favorite
mean,
guys, get them the ball, you do that. So a lot of people are like, it's just toxic here, man.
I
Like
mean,
we
you
could have
can
won so much more.
you got to read the writing on the wall. I mean, when he
Mhm.
said, I'm bringing luggage to
You
the
knew who he was
university."
going to put in. You knew who
Yeah.
he was going to play. Yeah,
Yeah, so it was obvious favorites, which I don't blame him. I mean, who's you gonna start over Shadur Sanders? I mean, both his
and in
kids
Shiloh
and
and
Travis Hunter and stuff like,
Travis
what I'm saying.
Hunter.
So,
Yeah,
which I mean, he made a comment, and I don't think it was a. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't think it was a wrong comment, but I think it was a comment that was correct. I
hmm
mean, that was the best. He was bringing the best players to Colorado. You won one game last year. You won 4 this year. I mean, that's a step up from what you
yeah,
did a year ago. But at the same time, I mean, I think it was expected. I don't think the hype was there early season just because they beat the front runners, I guess you'll say.
yeah.
Um,
TCU like
s-
having that win.
yeah, so I don't think it's like too much to read into it. I will say though, they have had I've seen like 4 or 5 players now decommit from Colorado.
Yeah,
2 quarterbacks just decommitted in the last couple days.
because Shador's coming back. Why go sit behind somebody and you're not getting PT? Go somewhere where you can make an impact or really look to make an impact.
Mhm.
Why? Yeah.
I mean, it's like we said before, it's a deep QB class.
hmm
But I am like intrigued to see what the portal does for these teams.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see who Oklahoma gets. Uh, all in all, the season's over for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But including our teams. But I don't
We
even
got
know.
bowl games coming up. We got
Yeah,
some
we got
decent bowl
yeah, we
games
got
lined
bowl
up for
games
you.
coming up. I don't know if we're going to see a New Year's Six.
You'll be close.
We'll be close if not, but
Yeah.
I think we should personally. I think we should.
hmm
But
We'll see. Time will tell tomorrow with the release of the CFP. Oh, fun fact: Tennessee got pushed out of the AP poll after winning against Vandy. They kicked us out of the AP poll top 25,
yeah,
which is
well,
cool.
I think because like y'all struggled, and then I honestly
Guess
don't
who?
know.
Who
Uh,
struggled against?
I mean, y'all struggled like first half against Vandy, but if you say that, like a lot of people struggled
Yeah, I would
this
say.
weekend,
Well,
so I
we
don't.
didn't put up. We put up. Let's see. First half was 27 points first half, and the only reason it looked even it was 48-24 when our third string came in. Joe Milton already had 300 plus yards. We had 14 in the first quarter, 17 in the second quarter, and they had 10 points. And then we had another 14 So we were up 35 points by the time our second string came in. I mean, third string came in, and then it got 14 in the fourth quarter when Nico and bench players came in. So they did get some garbage time points right there to make it look a little different. But it should have been like, had we kept the foot on the gas, it'd have been like 60-10.
I mean, yeah, you
But they were
finished.
fighting us the whole time. I don't know if you saw it again. It was nitty gritty, bro. They were really, I understand why it's rivalry weekend. They were not happy to be playing against us. And the refs are kind of letting us go. I will say there was some questionable non-calls by the referees. The play was blown dead, and Tennessee players are just popping their quarterback. I'm talking about sack like 5 seconds later, boom, and the refs kind of like, yeah, continuation. He's good. And then the play after that got popped again and slung to the ground. I was, oh, that was a little chippy. And then Vandy got crunk. And then the coach got a flag thrown against him because of it. Him out there cussing out the ref and snapping on the rest of the players. Like, oh, he can do it? Shoot, I'm going to do it too. And then punches get thrown. Nobody got ejected. But when they came back after halftime, they were like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let you know that player so-and-so, or unsportsmanlike penalties are you guys. Put those names up. And there was one play, not to get into this game, because it is what it is. It's Vanderbilt. There was one play that kind of pissed me off watching it as it unfolded. Squirrel White, they throw it low, knees down, clearly down, goes, fumbles it. So they say, oh, it's a questionable call. The DB who recovered the fumble, who didn't cause it, recovered it, takes the ball, runs to the sideline, and tries to keep it. So the ball boy's like, hey, I need the ball back. He pushes the ball boy away. The ball boy tries to punch it out. He's like, you kind of see when he mouthed a little bit, not to put words in his mouth, but it's kind of like, man, back the fuck up. Like, whoa. Paul is like, what are you doing, big bro? Why are you snapping? I'm just trying to get the ball back. And he's like pushing the ball boy away, and he goes to talk to the coach. I'm keeping this, and wraps it up because I guess he's excited. He got his first fumble.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, dude, how disrespectful was that? They're trying to get the ball back, and then you go, and guess what? Wasn't even a fumble. How stupid do you look now? You did all that, and the play wasn't even a fumble at the end of the day. And now the play goes on. So how stupid do you look for that?
Yeah, I mean, y'all finish 8-4 on the season. Not bad. Y'all, I think y'all tied for 6th place in all of SEC.
Yeah, I think it's
third in y'all's division.
Yeah, move tied with LSU
or tied with A&M.
A&M. No, A&M's the division 4-4. Yeah, because we're 8-4 and we beat them, so we'd be above them. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all. So
we're 6.
6. But it is what it is. Like we said,
Yeah.
I think that you regroup and come back stronger next year for both our squads. Not too much going on with conference play. I mean, not conference play, but like playoff scenarios for Oklahoma or Tennessee. But I am excited to see how the weekend shapes out. Probably drop a video. We didn't get to drop a video last week. We didn't do our
with the
videos.
holidays right there. You ain't got time to get in. Like we probably should have got in for this weekend being absolutely wild for us to get our predictions in. Because those could have went in a lot of different ways this weekend. If we could have made, there might have been a shift in the prediction win total right there. I think I might have got you. Might have got you after this weekend.
I'll be honest and say that I would have probably bet all the favorites.
I would have bet. I think the upset on Kentucky winning it because they.
Oh yeah, that one may have stumbled me. I don't know. I think I probably would have bet Louisville on that.
Yeah, I'd have bet Kentucky on that one, Alabama, Georgia. I'd have been 50-50, hoping BYU would win, but I probably would have bet the favorite just to be safe. I'd have bet Michigan. You probably would have bet Ohio, you think?
Yeah. I don't know. I probably would have bet I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, and 50-50.
I don't know.
And I'd have bet Washington. I'd have bet the favorites besides the Kentucky game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, as of right now, I got you. It is what it is. We still got another week. We still got another week. I mean, we still got a couple more weeks, really. With college football coming in to play with the playoffs, but I believe that's all I have.
That's all we got right there, man. I know you see me standing here looking good, my dear. It was a good one. Speaking of these throwbacks like that, like Zoe, you see the Good Burger? 2 is out. And they got a good burger at Arby's.
No.
Yeah,
No.
welcome to the Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. They got the second movie out right there. Might check
Hello.
that out. The
Yeah.
kiddos. But I've been ecstatic all day since I found out the news that life is changing around here, man. Making this transition, gonna be on that veteran status here soon. So
Yep.
I'm excited for it. I'm ready for what comes next.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, thank you guys if you made it this long, or if you just came and watched the end of the video, just to hear us chat for a little bit. We appreciate all of we got. We was hoping maybe to get closer to 100 by now, but it's okay as long as we have 1 sub. My mama, somebody, as long as we got at least 1, 2 subs, that means somebody's taking the time out of their day to come hang out and watch us and chat with us. And I'm grateful for any opportunity for anybody to see this, whether it's our shorts, whether it's the lives, or whether it's the posted videos. I'm grateful for any opportunity we had that we made it through the season and got over 100 videos, somehow
100
like
videos. 106
Yeah.
videos, I believe.
that. 100 and some odd videos. That is absolutely wild. I didn't think it's gonna be this long. I didn't think we're gonna last this long. I was like, no, we just keep posting it and maybe we'll make something shake. And how much has changed from our first few rugged videos that we put up. The change, the way the flow and everything about it. It's just it's a good experience and I'm excited for it. I'm ready to see where it goes from here.
For sure. But yeah, like you said, we appreciate y'all support each and every day. Thank y'all so much. But that ends the live stream for today. I'm Tom.
No, you're not. I'm Tom. You're Cody. You about got me. I had a thing. I was like, oh, what's my name again?
Hey,
No.
I got him last time, y'all.
You almost got me. I sat there for a second. I was like, hold on, who are you? What my name is? But no, man.
Thank
On the
y'all.
way out the door, I do want to get on the way out the door. This for the one time, it's the last time we gonna see some of these. For my team being able to get a score. Hold on, let's see. Let's see over here. Got a little baby on there, real quick. Look at that. Why? I don't know why my screen ain't going big.
There you go, big on big.
Hold on. Hey, did I share it? There it is. Okay, so I wasn't sharing it yet. So we go big now.
Now, in 3rd down, 4 down, bring in 5.
Boy, nice throw by Milton. Pass is caught. Here's an opportunity. Ramel Keaton to the end zone.
Stride.
Touchdown, Volunteers.
Send y'all out the door with a little volunteer touchdown right there. So thank you if you stayed around for this long. Check out the Vols. Maybe next season with Nico taking the helm. Maybe. Let's see. We're all that. Maybe next year. Maybe next year is our year. Maybe next year is our year. All right. But I'll holler at y'all later on this week. Make something shake.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.